Hello. So, as promised, this is gonna be entirely in English. So I'll wait till people get in. So the reason I'm doing this is we've been notified that we are like on the Billboard Heat Seekers chart, as well as the world chart, and just a lot of the feedback we're getting. So a lot of people overseas are listening to the album. A lot of English-speaking fans, and we realized that this album, most of the titles are in Korean, and except for Here Come the Regrets, not much English content. So I thought that maybe the English-speaking fans would like, me to answer questions or just talk about the album briefly. You guys don't have much to go on. So I noticed that there are translations for the songs, for the lyrics, on Genius.com. Someone also told me this morning that there's like an Epikai translation blog on Tumblr where people are getting together to translate our songs. Totally appreciate it. I know firsthand how much work goes into being a fan of somebody, enough to put in work to help other fans. Growing up as a fan myself of many different musicians, many different artists, I was a fan of pretty much like anything that was awesome. So I know what it's like to be a fan. So I totally appreciate all the work you guys put in yourselves to help yourselves and also others. It helps us greatly. Thank you so much. People were asking for like my own translations of my lyrics. I did it for Pincha, Home is Far Away. If you go on our YouTube and check out the video, the translations that are on there, I did myself. Honestly, I was so focused on the album, even till the very moment it was released. So didn't have time to translate all the lyrics. I was also busy preparing for a concert we just finished like 2 days ago, which is why my voice is very low. So I did the Pincha Home is Far Away translation myself, but didn't get around to doing the other songs. But I noticed that the translations that are up on that blog and Genius.com are fairly accurate. Of course, there are like little inconsistencies, but I understand that our lyrics are very, particularly difficult to translate compared to other K-pop musicians, because of the way we write our lyrics. We use a lot of metaphors, similes, and also just a lot of wordplay, which is specific to a specific culture at times. So it's hard to not get lost in translation. So I totally appreciate the fan translations, the fan subs, because I know firsthand it's a lot of work. So thank you. Thank you. Your album was lit. Guess who did the lighting? like two inconsistencies in the translations that I noticed, that I'll just point out so that you guys can correct it, if you want to. So the Korean title for track number 6, 상실의 순기능, on genius.com it says 상실의 순기능 instead of 순기능, which is a typo, but it's kind of cute because it's like 순기능. So that, and also on No Thank You, my lyrics, it's not like, it says I'm too busy to be thankful. 감사하기도 바빠. That's not what it is. It's I'm so busy being grateful that I don't have time for negativity. So it's actually the opposite of what the translation here says, which is the truth. I'm actually very busy being grateful. It's actually the best reason to be busy. Otherwise, as some of you know, Epic High isn't doing, typical traditional promotions or 활동, which is, just album activity, like going on TV or doing music shows. We haven't done any of that. That was something we talked about before the album was released, and we agreed that time is a precious commodity for us now, and we realized that that time could be spent selling an album, but it can also be spent making new songs and doing more shows, planning fun events with fans. So we decided that the best way to deliver this album is just as an album, just with the music itself. And if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, we still worked hard on it. We're proud of it. So we put it out with little to limited promotions. But you guys totally made it worthwhile. The 3 years we spent making it, it was totally worthwhile thanks to you guys. So, as a representative of the team, on behalf of Two Cuts and Mithra Jin, thank you so much. And we will be going on tour in the States and elsewhere. We're planning like an Asia tour, like a North America tour. Hopefully we get to go to South America as well. I mean, these are things that we always dream about doing, but it's not completely up to us. So you guys, if you guys want it, and the universe allows it to happen, we're always down to perform for any of our fans. Even if there's like one fan somewhere on an island, we would love to go. I'll answer some questions about the album if you have any. If you don't, cool. I don't do this much anymore, but yeah. I'm up early today. It's not that, it's like early afternoon here in Korea. I'm up early because I had to drop Haru off at school, which actually is one of the most rewarding moments of the day for me. I'm glad I can do that. It helps that I'm not going on TV and, promoting the album, which gives me free time to hang out with Haru. That's wonderful. How is Haru? Haru is doing extremely well. She's into very many different things. She likes music. She likes art. She likes YouTube. So I'm always next to her just sharing all the things that she likes. Will Here Come the Regrets get a music video? So, we don't have very many music videos for this album. And the blaringly obvious one is Love Story, 연애소설. A lot of people are asking why we don't have a music video for that. But, at the same time, some of our songs that, a lot of people would expect a music video for, we don't have a video for. Like my song Airbag, Happen Ending, and Love Story don't have like official music videos. And the reason for that is when we decide which song should get a music video, we don't really focus on like what song will do best, because that's not really important to us. All 11 songs on the album are, we poured our hearts into. So that's not the criteria for deciding like which one gets a music video. We usually choose the song that we think visuals would help the delivery of the song. If that's what we think, we'll shoot one. For Love Story, I actually didn't want like an official video because I wanted people to be able to create their own video in their minds. I know that sounds like I'm being all like artistic and shit, but no. Like, because that song is talking about, like whatever personal heartbreak you have and how that creates like a series of different scenes in your mind that become, that form to create like sort of like a movie. And that's the content of my verse. So I thought that it would be right to just give you guys the song, and you hear the song, and whatever images come up in your head, in your mind about like past relationships, or just moments that you cherish or moments that you didn't notice before in your past. And I didn't want to interfere with that image by having like an official video. I don't know if that makes sense. It definitely doesn't make sense to people who are on the business end of the industry, because they're like, why would you not shoot a music video for a song that's doing so well? But at the same time, that's my argument. Like, why would you have to shoot a music video for a song that people, obviously are identifying with? Does it make sense? I don't know. It makes sense to me, but a lot of things make sense to me in a way that doesn't make sense to anyone else. So 지금 하고 있는 인스타그램 라이브는 그 영어로만 하기로 한 이유가 그 이번에 저희가 앨범을 내면서 원래 저희가 번역 가사 번역들도 저희가 직접 해가지고 이렇게 넣고 그랬는데, 이번에는 좀 그런 것들이 없었고 저희가 활동을 안 하고 있기 때문에 이번에 보니까 외국에서 우리 음악을 굉장히 많이 들어주고 있더라고요. 그래서 그 팬분들에게 뭔가 피드백하는 차원에서 지금 영어로 인스타그램 라이브 하고 있습니다. 다음에는 에픽하이로 또 이렇게 나와가지고 또 우리답게 할게요. So any questions I'll take. I know like my answers are very long because this isn't prepared, obviously. Most of what we do never is. So which song has the most meaning to you? I like all the songs. I had to put them out. I don't know what the best one would be in my mind. I like Love Story. I like Home Is Far Away. Here Come the Regrets I really like because Lehigh just killed it, and I hope a lot of people hear that song. Which song was the most personal? I think 개화. what was the English title for that? Oh yeah, Lost One. Yeah, Lost One I think is the most personal song. And everything that I'm saying on that song really just, yeah, that was the one song where I just wrote the lyrics like from the first word to the end, without much revision. It just came out just in one spurt. I think it's because those are, those are the words and phrases and thoughts and sentiments that were whirling around in my mind or my heart or whatever, for years. So it came out. It came out the easiest, and also it was the most difficult song to complete for me. Once I finished it, I actually didn't hear it till I didn't re-listen to it until I had to prepare for the live performance we did a couple days ago. Are you in Korea? Yes, I'm in Seoul. I'm glad that a lot of people identify with Lost One. Glad isn't the right word. Lost One is a, it's on the surface it's a very pessimistic song, so I'm not glad that a lot of people are identifying with it, but if it helps, I'm glad to do that. Which song? Okay, I think I just answered that. How was the concert? The concert was amazing. It was one of the best times I've ever had. We put in a lot of work with the art and the art and just the production of it. We spent a lot of time to turn it into like a long story. So I think it was executed well, and any concert or any show, it's not really the people that are on stage that are doing most of the work. The people that are in the crowd do at least 70 to 80% of the work, especially in our shows, because they're singing along and they create the vibe of the show. So the fact that the concert was so well received, props to the people that were there. Thank you. Please come to Brazil. Yeah, I really want to go back. I've been to Brazil. I went there to shoot like a commercial a long time ago. I'd love to go back. I loved it then. You should collab with Jay Park again. Yeah, we did a song together for our last album, and also I did a song with him for his album. I mean, we run into each other all the time, so I'm sure you'll get another collaboration sometime in the future. We don't put out a lot of songs, as you guys so well know. Epic High does not put out enough songs. We don't release as much as we'd love to, or our fans want us to. It's not only that we're taking time with it, it's just we're not as prolific as we used to be. I think for a good reason. Any more questions? Just shoot them at me. Just give me all the questions. It's going up really fast, so I don't know if I can answer all of them. I'll try to. Do you listen to Latin music? I listen to all types of music. I don't really, I'm not a fan of borders, so yeah, I listen to pretty much everything. Positivity, you always include it, right? That's a good question. It's a very good question, because the general perception of our music, of Epic Kai's music, or even my own personal music, is that we talk about a lot of depressing things. Somber is a word that's been used to describe us. And some of the songs on the surface might seem very negative or pessimistic, but when I write the lyrics, even though I'm discussing things that may be on the dark side, I'm always ending it on a positive note, which is pretty much why we're doing music, because there's so much negativity in the world and around us. Not only us, but everyone pretty much experiences the same thing, I think. And to try to find not the silver lining, but something that you can learn from that and turn into positivity, I think that's what we're struggling to find with our music. Music just happens to be what we do, and I think an effort is always being made to find that positive something within the negative, and that's what we try to do. If that's coming through in our music, great. This isn't the last time I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do it often, but I'm sure it won't be the last. So if the question doesn't pop into your head right now, you can always ask next time. Do you see an Australian tour in the future? Like I said, we would love to go anywhere. I've also been to Australia. I went there as a member of the orchestra when I was in high school. Who did you learn fire choreography from? I noticed that's like the only video of our concert that's like going around, and whoever sees that video is probably gonna think that's what the whole concert is like. There was so much to the show. Other than that was like at the last moment during like an encore. I learned I learned first from watching YouTube videos like BTS Fire Mirror version 50%, 70%. And then I had someone on the YG dance team teach me a little bit. And then I sent the videos to Suga, and he laughed. And then I practiced, and I sent it again, and he laughed. And that's how I got it to where it was, which is very far from what it should be. But that's the best I could do. That's the best I could do. I'm not a dancer. I pretty much have decided I will never dance again. Okay, let's talk about something else. It's embarrassing. There's just so much more to the show other than that video. We love you in South America. Thank you. Epic I love South America too. Is Haru a dancer? Yes, Haru is a dancer. I'll now only accept questions about the album. We've done something wonderful. By the way, I put up something saying that if our Spotify monthly listeners, if it hits 1 million, I'll release like an unreleased English song on SoundCloud. Yeah, I'll do that if that happens. How do you choose request featured artists? Well, we've worked with a lot of different musicians, regardless of genre. So, we have a lot of friends that are good musicians, that are great musicians. So sometimes when we're writing the songs, we have them in mind. The other musicians that, we sometimes we may not be friends with the musicians, but we dig their music. Luckily for us, whenever we ask, they usually dig our music as well. Thank God. It's a blessing, and collaborations are very easy for us. I think the thing that makes us lucky is that a lot of the musicians that are, a lot of these talented musicians, by nature of their talent, aren't afraid to experiment and venture out, and want to try different musical styles, and we're lucky that they feel that working with Epic High is a way to do that. I'm grateful that the type of music we do, and the way we do it, the fact that we always make our albums like a collaborative process where we have featured vocalists sing our melodies and our lyrics. This allows us to try different things as well, and to be surprised, which it works out for the audience. Any more questions about the album? I know you guys ask so many questions on Twitter and stuff, and I actually I try to post a lot of stuff like when our album's out and stuff, so that I'm hearing you and you're hearing me. But despite the number of posts, I actually am not online too much. I usually delete my social media applications after I post, and then re-download when I have to post again, because I don't really like looking for or looking at feedback. It takes time away from like what I have to do sometimes. So ask me questions about the album and I'll answer. Can you explain Tape 2002? Okay, Tape 2002, those are our unreleased songs, like actual unreleased songs. The first song that comes out on that tape, it's sort of like a series of cassette tapes. The first one was a song that was supposed to be on like this album that I was gonna release a long time ago called The Underground EP. The album never came to be. Also, that song, I was thinking about putting it on Fever's End, Yarkot, but I didn't think it fit the album. So that's an unreleased. There's another unreleased song on there from like a couple of years ago. And then the last song that plays at length is a song we recorded in 2002, July 28th, which is the title of the track. So that song was recorded like 15 years ago, and that's the actual recording. So my voice is very childlike, but yeah, that was like that was a long time ago. 한국말로 해달라고 하시는 분들, 제가 이거를 아까 공지했었는데 지금은 영어로 저희 앨범을 미국이나 해외에서 굉장히 많이 들어주셔가지고 저희가 어떤 차트에 되게 높게 올라와가지고 그 팬들을 위해서 영어로 이 라이브 하기로 해가지고 영어로 하는 겁니다. 네, 다음에 에픽하이로 돌아와가지고 네, 더 이렇게 재밌는 얘기는 또 나눌게요. What made you do certain songs in English and some in Korean? It's not like a conscious decision. Sometimes, what I'm thinking comes out in English. Sometimes it doesn't. Will you release those songs in the future? Oh, the unreleased songs? A couple of them, I think so. Yeah, I think we'll complete and release, perhaps. Any more questions? 영어로 해도 좋으니까 자주만 해요. 제가 자주는 못하겠습니다. 네, 저희 활동도 안 하는데 이걸 네, 그 시간에 음악 더 만들게요. 3년 만에 앨범 내고 그런 일 없게 좀 네, 열심히 다시 음악 하겠습니다. Did you coach Mithra on Here Come the Regrets? Cause it's Mithra's first like English verse, right? Believe it or not, Mithra like was very quick to get it. He was very good, so not much coaching involved. How long is the album in the works? The next album? We just put out our most current album. You can get it on iTunes, Apple Music, and Spotify, so go check it out. The next album, we are brainstorming already, but let me get a couple of weeks of rest. How was working with Chongwan? Chongwan's one of my best friends, so it's very easy working with him. The two of us, I don't know if you know, but Nell, so Chongwan of Nell and I, we have we have our own group. It's called Borderline. It's the two of us. We have a name for it and everything, and we've always talked about releasing an album together, but it just hasn't happened yet. That's, but there are a lot of Borderline songs, songs that we've done together, we've made together. So, I mean, if you like the songs that we do together, one day when we get around to putting out Borderline's first whatever project, I'm sure you're gonna like it. We'll try to get around to it. You two are just amazing. Thank you. I'll let him know as well. What was the idea behind album packaging? I don't know if this is like the idea, but you know how it's wrapped in like plastic and you have to actually rip it. You can't put it back together. Our thinking was that when we made these songs, the emotions that we have to put into it, and that we have to express, and some of them are irrevocable. So this isn't like, this isn't 100% why, but that was my thinking. I thought it would make sense to make the cover something that you have to actually rip into. That's what I talk about on People Scare Me. The last verse on People Scare Me is, these are songs that were made not out of sound, but out of, actual scars. So I think that goes with how it was packaged. You look like B.I. Thank you. B.I. is doing well. Did you create Love Story before or after IU was featured? Of course it was created before IU was featured, because I made, Tukas made the beat, and then I made the melodies, and then we wrote the lyrics, but I had IU in mind. I knew I wanted her to sing it, so when I was writing the melody, when I was composing it, I had her in mind, so it affected the way the song was completed, and also I think that's why it fit her so well. Any American artist you'd like to work with? Anybody that's down to do so and is, and is awesome. I would love to, yeah. Home is far away hits home. Thank you. I know the songs are kind of depressing, but depressing you is not what they're intending to do. They're actually intending to do the opposite. pt.1 차트 엑스트라에서 잘 들었어요. 우연히 들었는데, really? pt.1 chart? I don't know what program that is, but apparently our music was on that. Awesome. That's awesome. Thank God. Great. Thank you. All the feedback. Thank you. 네, 많은 축하 감사합니다. Any more questions? I'd be glad to answer. I can't be on here forever though, because I have to go pick up Haru from school in like an hour or so. Was there any time during album production you wanted to give up? Yes. I mean, it took 3 years, so hell yeah. But it's like that with every album. I'm sure all artists go through it. It was not easy. And the 11 songs that made it onto the album aren't the only songs we made. I mean, we generally make about 50 to